Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Liz and today is going to be a shopping haul collection. So this is a combination of Black Friday shopping sales, deals. This is the Sephora savings event. This is Ipsy discounts on top of Black Friday discounts. This is Marshall and TJ Maxx finds. So it's going to be a combination of all three. Yeah, so it's been a huge mixture. Majority of this is going to be online shopping, but just because specifically it's a ColourPop doesn't mean I specifically bought it from that website. It's going to be a combination. I will show you the receipts as I go through them. So let's address the elephant in the room, and no, I'm not talking about my size. Couple things. Now, my setup is completely different. On top of my TJ Maxx shopping hauls, I did get these new storage containers. My makeup drawers were a little bit overflowing, and I did have shelf space on top of my dressers. So that's where they went. I might be doing an updated makeup organization. It might just be a shorts. We shall see. Second thing, my tattoos. I got sleeves. I might even do a dedicated video to my sleeves because it is a process, but if you want a dedicated video, let me know in the comments and I'll make sure to actually post it instead of like mentioning it and not doing it. So if you want to know the how, what, where, and why, just leave a comment and I'll make a dedicated video. So I was not joking. This can't even all fit in frame. This entire box is filled to the brim with makeup. So I tried to keep them all together as far as ColourPop goes, but if there's a miscellaneous drugstore item or what have you in there, I would not be surprised. So there is a box within a box, and I tried to keep at least the drugstores together, and then I realized, well, that was too much of a task. So all the palettes here, you see I basically got all the ones that I could that were available to me. So these are all the ColourPop 9 pan eyeshadow palettes. They're all pretty much monochromatic palettes. And if you hear that chewing and munching in the background, that is how I'm keeping my dog entertained during this, okay? He will be going at it for a while, probably for the entirety of this filming. Just ignore him. Just like the last time, his slurping and drinking in his water bowl. He likes to be here. Okay, so this is the wine and only. And I'm just keeping the packaging just for the video purposes, and then once I get through it, obviously I'm gonna recycle them. This is the Baby Got Peach palette. I would try my best to make it focus, but this is no promises. This is the Just My Luck palette. This is the Blue Moon palette. This is the In a Trance palette. I honestly prefer this new packaging for ColourPop. They previously had all these eyeshadow palettes just in a different packaging, and they changed it so you can see it in person in the drugstore like Ulta and such like that. I ordered a couple of the eyeshadow palettes that has the old packaging so I can show you. So this is pretty much how the old packaging looks, and this is how the new packaging looks. I will show you when we get to it. But yeah, I definitely prefer this one better. What I would prefer even more is a mirror in the old packaging, but you can't get everything. So I definitely prefer the clear packaging. This is the It's My Pleasure palette. This is the Cloud Spun palette. This is the Blush Baby palette. This is the Deja Brew palette. This is the Going Coconuts palette. This is the Feeling Toasty palette. This is the Wild Child palette. This is the Gone Metal palette. This is the Blowing Smoke eyeshadow palette. The next three are the Old Packaging palette. This is the So Elemental eyeshadow palette. This is the Rock On palette. This is the All Amethyst palette. With all the ColourPop eyeshadow palettes, they were on sale and I did get them off Amazon. They came down to about $8.55 per palette, which is less than $1 per shade, which I think is an amazing deal. So I did end up picking 3 of the ColourPop liquid blushes. 2 of these I got off Amazon and one of this I found at TJ Maxx, and they were both around $6 each. This is in the shade Culver City. This is in the shade Wine and Dine, and this is in the shade IKTR. I think it's, I know that's right, but maybe that's just my AAVE brain going, but I can't imagine it's anything else. So IKTR, I know that's right. My assumption. The next 3 items are all the e.l.f. Glow Reviver Lip Oil with the shimmering finish, or glimmer finish. I also picked up the e.l.f. Jelly Pop Glow Revival Lip Oil. The next item was another TJ Maxx find. This is the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. Now this is a sample size or travel size or what have you. I paid $9 for it. They're valuing it at $15, and I know the full size is like $32, which I won't be paying for. The next thing I got was the Ofra highlighter in the shade Blissful. Now I paid $9 for this. They're retailing this for $15, and I know dang well at one point in time they might have sold this for like $30 to $40 per highlighter. I know TJ Maxx and Marshalls and all of them, they typically undervalue the products even for their retail value. I believe this is the last product from the TJ Maxx finds. So this is the Big Daddy, the jumbo size of the Belief Moisturizing Balm, and this is my favorite. So I paid $24 for this. They're retailing it for $42, but I know the jumbo size is much more than that. 50 to 60, maybe I'm overshooting it, and maybe, you know, I don't know. I will definitely check online and price compare. So just for size comparison, this is the normal size, which is the 1.69 fluid ounces, and this is the jumbo size, which is 3.3 fluid ounces. This is the Aqua Bomb, which has like a blue tint to it, and this one is just like a regular moisturizer. Alrighty, so I went through the collection, and this is what remains of the drugstore products, at least, that I bought. And then we're going to move on to the Asian beauty section, and then we're going to finally move on to the high-end or luxury ones. I did some reorganizing just to have some cohesion at least throughout. This bag came as a free gift from one of the bundles that I got. So the next 3 items is the collaboration between Bridgerton and NYX. So these are all blush palettes. Silly me, I did not realize that these are some of the already pre-existing shades from the Butter collections. So out of these 3 palettes, I know I own at least half of them already in my collection. However, I am a Bridgerton fan, so I do not mind having duplicates. This is the Queen Blush Palette. I wish they would have made some original blush shades, but whatever. So this blush palette includes the shades Back in Butter and Butter Than Before. This is the Wallflower blush palette. So this has the shades Better Together and You Know Better. I'm a little disappointed in the packaging. It feels really cheap. It's cardboard, and then the insert is like foam, which is like, Jesus Christ. See and be seen. Really? I get it. It's a quote. I would rather have a mirror. And I can't be seen without this mirror. Okay, I can't see myself without a mirror. Okay. And then even here to keep the little elastic thing is really cheap, and it's like wiggling about. So I understand they had to take some kind of shortcut giving the licensing, but whatever. The formula itself is just the same. They're the exact same colors and shades as the individual one. And I know each of the blushes were $10 each, so you get a discount within the palette. This is the blush palette. It's not a blush palette, also it's a blush duo. Here's my side tangent. This is not a palette, okay? I would say 3 or more shades would consist of a palette. This is a duo. This is a blush duo. You only get 2 shades. Can you tell I'm disappointed in this? Whatever. At least I got 3 new shades, and I do like the formula, so I'm not complaining. And I do like the fact that it is a collaboration with Bridgerton, especially because I feel like Pat McGrath definitely did her thing, not in a good way, but she did a collaboration with Bridgerton, and that wasn't impressive either, and very overpriced, but what have you. Anyways. Sticking with the same licensing theme, this is the NYX and Wednesday collaboration. Again, I'm a fan of the show. Yeah, I didn't want the whole collection. Listen, I'm getting better with my shopping and spending. Contrary to this video, normally I would try to go and get the full collection, but I did reviews, I saw the colors, and it's just not for me. And you don't need the entire collection. So I picked out the pieces that I specifically liked or it spoke to me, and the shades and everything like that. This specifically was just for packaging. You got me on packaging because I have no intention of using this. But come on, if you watch the show, huh? Okay, anyways, so this was a duo. So this is the Enid blush palette, but it also came with the Wednesday contour palette, which again, I didn't need any of those shades, so I just picked up the blush palette. So this is the color adjusting lip oil in the shade Thorn Pricked. Okay, so this is the matte liquid lip liner. Now it is like a dark purple, almost black, but it's not black. It's like a dark purple. It's called the Cello liquid liner because it's in the shape of a cello. It is in the shade Raven. I swatch a really thin line just so you can see the brush, that application, and I also swatch a really thick line just so you can see the color. Okay, so the next items are all of the ColourPop lip stains. This is in the shade Mantra. This is in the shade Baby Fox. This is in the shade 90s Baby. This is in the shade Fruit Punch. This is in the shade Blueberry Marge. And this is in the shade A Little Dramatic. Moving on to the Asian beauty section. Now these two next brands make some of the most beautiful makeup I've ever seen. And top tier, just the embossing is absolutely gorgeous. Now again, it is tailored towards the Asian beauty, so it's a little bit light on the pigment depending, specifically the eyeshadows. They don't typically pack a punch compared to like indie eyeshadows or what you normally expect, so keep that in mind. However, it is absolutely worth every dime. Now, the next products came as a set from Ipsy, and it was $23. Now, pricing goes, this one product, which is the mirror, would have been $27 alone. And it is the standard sizing for the rest of the mirrors. And I basically got 3 other products for free. When I saw that deal on Ipsy, I definitely snatched it right up. And it is the one that came with the bag, and they threw an extra free bag in there for me. Specifically with this brand, they make giant launches around one specific theme. So this theme was shell jewels, and from top to bottom, even like each blush has a different variation, not specifically formula, but specifically like the packaging. Each shade has its own unique packaging, so I will go through it. This is the hand mirror, and this is in the shade Blue Shell. That's weird. It's a mirror and it has a shelf life of 5 years. Okay. Okay, look, oh my God. The intricate designs are just absolutely my favorite part. It's so amazing. The bow came separately. You just put it right back on. Okay, so this is the highlighter. It's a cream highlighter. They call it a highlighter balm, but basically it's a cream highlighter. It is in the shade Blue Tears. Oh, okay, so I lied. I thought it was similar to the other highlighters. This is more just like a pressed highlight, but they threw me because it said highlighter balm. Okay, and this came with the keychain. So the pearls are glued together, so it's not like it's like an elastic. Okay, and lastly with the set was one of their lip glaze, and this is in the shade Seafoam Glow. Just, oh my God, look at the intricacies of this little pearl show. Oh my God. Every single item that they release with every little nitty-gritty detail is just a masterpiece, honestly. So it looks like it's just one of their lip glazes are just lip glosses. And I bought this one off of Amazon. So again, I caught this during the Black Friday deals. So I believe it was on, I don't know, they're normally like $27, $28. I got it on sale for maybe $23. Just for size comparison. So they're pretty much the same size. So even down to the mirrors, they have multiple different variations. Either the bow is different, and it's not just the bow. Like they'll, like say the strawberries, there'll be a different color. Like maybe it'll be a pink colored strawberry and the rim is like black. So they have so many different variations. So I did pick up 3 more blushes from this collection. So like I said, between the 2 different variations of styles, they have even the outside packaging is slightly different. This is in the shade Sunkissed Coral. Like I said, they all come very well packed, but these little ones all have compact mirrors. With within each collection, like say the highlighters will have their own specific embossing and the blushes will have their own specific embossing, even though the shades are different. All of the same highlighters will have the same embossing. This is in the shade Strawberry Bubble. This is in the shade Coral Seashell. If you have misophonia, I am so sorry for my dog. Jesus Christ. So the next Asian brand I was referring to was Florasis. This specifically is their face palettes. Hopefully you can see it. I know my lights are pretty bright, so you might not be able to. And same thing with this brand as well. They have so another thing, they're also well packed, most likely probably because they're coming from China, but like, good on them. Ooh, wait a damn minute. Oh, it is multi-chrome. You're joking. I don't know what kind of magic they got going on, but geez, wow. Oh my God. You know what does kill me? Is the crooked stickers. Listen, I know they're humans applying this and it's not gonna be perfect 100% of the time, but start over. I'm sorry, I know that's completely irrational because once you stick it down, it's gonna be stick there forever. So I get it, but that definitely irks my nerve. That's just a personal pet peeve. It happens, I get it, but that definitely just like a little eye twitch gets me every time. So yeah, this is the Eastern Beats Sculpting Makeup Palette, and I got this in the shade or variation 2. There was like 3 of them. The next 2 items are the eyeshadow palettes. It's very similar packaging. It's just a different palette, obviously, but the embossings are the same. The outside packaging is the same. This is the variation or palette Soaring Sunlight. This is the variation or eyeshadow palette Burgundy Sunset. Okay, so I did pick up another one of their eyeshadow palettes. Again, this is another one that came in different variations. And this is the Beijing Opera Makeup Palette in the variation Melodic Might. So this palette comes apart, and it has a heavy magnet, but then it also comes apart again. So you can have it this way, this way. So the last thing before we go on to the high-end luxury products is the Spread Solo Cup, which contains all of my Ulta mini brands. So I did unbox the entire advent calendar. If you are curious for each day, I did post a shorts about it. One of the sets I picked up was a restock on my First Aid Beauty facial pads. So this has a value of $58 and it cost me $39. This packaging is excessive. Let's trim it down, guys, okay? I know I'm spending a lot, buying a lot, but let's calm it down with the packaging, because half of this could have been saved. You could have just, like, that's how much this extra space from like this cardboard sleeve once it ends is unnecessary, okay? Nobody's listening to me here, especially not the people making the packaging, but if enough people complain about it, some change can come of it. So anyways, yes, I needed to stock up, and basically the 60 pads are what cost $39, and you basically get 28 pads for free. See what I mean? All this is like excess space. Unnecessary. I'm pretty sure I picked these up from Ipsy, again, deep discount. This is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer with Sunscreen, Broad Spectrum 30 SPF. It says the sunscreen expires March of 2027. So this is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Rescue Barrier Balm with 1% dimethicone. Same expiration, March 2027. This is the Coconut Skin Smoothing Primer Moisturizer. The next product I got from Ipsy, again, deep discount, I'll show you. So this is the Ofra Pro palette. This is normally valued at $100 and it was released a while back, but either way, and I got this for $20. I have been lusting after this palette for quite some time, several years actually, and I just could not fathom dropping $100 on this palette. But at $20, I can do that. Okay, so you basically have an entire face palette here. You have 4 blushes up top, you have a highlighter, you have a bronzer, and then you have 8 shades for your eyes. The next product I got with my Ulta coupon. I think it was $15 off a $50 purchase. So I said, might as well. They got me. They always do. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Bronzer in the shade 2 Medium. So the next 3 are all of the Dior Backstage Glow Maximizer palettes. This is the Universal Glow palette. Now I know Dior changed their formula. And a lot of people complain that this is not their original formula and the original formula is much better. However, this is still pretty good. And I am off the boat that I loved it. I went in store and swatched it and I loved all swatches, and this reminded me of the, I say this wrong every time, but the Neptunian. Please tell me you've seen this video of the wife and the husband. The wife's German and she was trying to pronounce hippopotamus. And she said every other pronunciation besides hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus. Hippopotamus.
This reminded me of the Neapolitan ice cream. This is the Pearly Peach Glow Palette. And this is the Rose Gold Glow Palette. So I did pick up the Dior Backstage highlighting palettes from Sephora. Listen, don't judge me, don't judge me. Okay, just listen. Caveat, everything was on sale that I bought. Everything, okay? I did not buy any of this full price. And yes, it does make me feel better. Now, however, with these, some of these were exclusive to the NARS website and I was not able to find it on Sephora. However, I did use either 15 to 20% off. You can go to the specific brand themselves and buy it off their website. Always shop around. If you are intent on buying these items, make sure you get it on sale. And if you don't care, you want to spend the extra money, that's on you. But listen, I'm telling you, get it on sale. And sometimes a lot of these, if you purchase through the brand, you get the 15% off, you know, for your first purchase, yada yada yada. Listen, use multiple emails. Who cares? They don't know. A lot less. I'm getting on a tangent now because a lot of these corporations get their little tax cuts. I'm getting mine, okay? Anyways, I don't know why I went off on such a tangent. Long story long of it all, get your discounts where you can. I refuse half the time to pay full price for these items, whether I know it's worth it, but I feel like a lot of it you're just paying for packaging and the name brand of it all. So if I can get it on discount, I'm gonna get it on discount. And that's nothing to say about the formula, but you know there's a markup. So, especially with luxury brands. This is the NARS Hot Escape Cheek Palette 3. This is the NARS Ethereal Aurora Blush Palette, and this is the New Realm version of it. I did pick up the Pure Luxury Light Reflecting Cheek and Eye Palette. And I did pick up the Laguna Ultimate Face Palette. So this has 2 bronzer, a highlighter, and 4 eyeshadows. So I ended up picking up the Lancome Holiday Adventurous palette. I know why these higher end luxury brands keep these stupid little eyeshadow applicators, sponges that nobody realistically uses besides the 45-year-old women whose their majority target audiences and whose majority of the time purchasing these palettes is why they keep them in there. They try to remove them. These ladies had a fit. They put it right back. So I get it, but Lord, sick of it. I don't use this. I don't use those little things. It's such a waste of space, time, and money. But that's their target demographic and majority of the ones purchasing these palettes. So I get it. I get it, but I still don't like it. Anywho, like the major, like Tom Ford, Dior, Lancome, those brands, they still keep them in the eyeshadow palettes or face palettes most of the time. So I get it, but Lord, do I hate it. And since I ordered directly from the website, I got 3 free samples, and I specifically always go for the perfume samples. So I picked up the, and I know I'm saying this all wrong because I know it's in French, I'm pretty sure. Adieu Parfum, La Vie est Belle. L'eau du parfum. La vie est belle, rose extraordinaire, l'eau de parfum floral. Those are the free samples I picked up. So the next item I got off at Ipsy on deep discount, I believe it was $35 when it's normally priced $130, dang near. So this is the Pat McGrath's Mothership 11. If I'm having my Roman numerals correct, it is an X and an I, which I believe is 11. Sunlit Seduction. I do take the liberty of opening up all these products prior, as far as just to get the covering off the mirrors or any of the packaging, outside packaging, and like the little inserts, just to save me time. Okay, so I'm gonna move on to all the bundle sets that I got from Ipsy. There's one item that came with the First Aid Beauty bundle set that I forgot to mention. This is the First Aid Beauty Brighten and Glow Eye Cream with Niacinamide. So the next thing I want to mention are some of the sets that Ipsy created to make look like ornaments. So it was already extremely discounted, and they're like full-size products into these little ornament sets, which I think are absolutely adorable and worth it. And it does come with pink crinkle paper inside, so I'm definitely going to repurpose this. So these 4 items all came in the Ipsy ornament set holiday thing. So this is the Fenty Beauty Sheer Shiny Lipstick in the shade Retro Rose. This is the Perricone MD No Makeup Mascara. I will not be starting the clock on this. It is mascara, and as soon as you open it, 3 months, tick, 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 goes the time. Not opening it, sorry. This is Natasha Denona Mini Bronze Palette. And lastly, with the set, this is the NARS Total Seduction Eyeshadow Stick in the shade Rebellion. The next ornament set from Ipsy included these 3 products. So this is the Kulfi Lip Staining Lip Oil in the shade Guava. These two are the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighters. This is the shade Moscow Mule. This is in the shade Hustler Baby. This is the Fenty Beauty Easy Droplet All Over Glow Enhancer. And this is in the shade Honey Citron. Honey Citron or Honey Citrine, I'm not sure, sorry. So the last ornament sets that I did get off of Ipsy were the Tatcha sets. So they included the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream and the Tatcha Matcha Cleanser. So these two items were $11 as the ornament set, and I did go ahead and max out and get 5 of them. You could only buy 5 items at a time. And so I maxed out and got all 5 of them. These are extremely expensive and I would never pay full price, like even though it's worth it. So with Ipsy, they have been including free items with your purchase if you go over a certain amount or whatever the case was. So apparently I won that. So this is the Evercolor Cheek Stick in the shade Rose and Shine, and it says Mally. I'm assuming Mally XO is a company, I have no idea. Back to Sephora, I did end up picking out my favorite lip balm, lip treatment, whatever you want to call it, of all time. And it is the Ole Henriksen Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment. This is in the shade, scent, flavor, whatever you want to call it. This is a new release. This is the Vanilla Bonbon. Okay, so we're gonna move on to Danessa Myricks. So I picked up the Danessa Myricks Groundworks Blooming Romance palette. So it's like a blush palette, face palette, whatever you want to use it for, palette. So it even says so you can use it palette for eyes, brows, face, and lips. So since the packaging was the same, I already removed the cardboard packaging from the other one, but they're exactly the same. Again, this is the Danessa Myricks Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette. Same thing, brows, face, lips, and eyes. I definitely saved the best for last, or at least the one I wanted the most. Okay. So this is the Danessa Myricks Light Work Volume 2 eyeshadow palette. So if you know, you know the innovation that comes with this packaging. Everything's magnetic, removable, interchangeable, travelable. This is a mirror. I won't flip it, but you can take the little mini palettes, all 3 of these on the go. Just for demonstration purposes and because you have a travel case, if you wanted to travel with these palettes on the go, you can. This whole thing is magnetic. And the mirror that comes with the lid, you can kind of see there, is detachable, which then makes this little mini palette on the go. It is stackable. It does come with this pouch. You just slide it right in, and there you go. You have your travel palette. I had the Lightworks Volume 1 palette, and I also did get the Pastel palette too. So like I said, I did pick up the Pastel Dream mini palette with it. Similar to the full palette, this one did also come with a pouch. And if you just buy the little individual palette, it did come with a mirror. I'm just gonna fly right past through these because these are a bunch of samples that I got. So I got 3 perfume samples. So this is the Fenty Eau de Parfum. This is the Good Girl Carolina Herrera Blush Elixir. This is the Giorgio Armani Acqua di Gioia. I don't know. Oud de Parfum. I got a sample of the NARS Afterglow Liquid Blush. Got a sample of the Belief Moisturizing Balm Cream, my fave. I also got a sample of the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Q Drops. I have tried this, I do like it. I also got a sample of the Dermalogica Stabilizing Repair Cream. Okay, and lastly, I redeemed these with my points.